A desperate search is underway in Venezuela as hope is dimming to find more survivors after last week's massive earthquake. More than 1,400 people have died and thousands are still reported missing. Search and rescue teams are digging through the rubble looking for any signs of life.
And dozens of LA County firefighters are part of that search, and joining us to talk more about their efforts is the LA County Fire Captain, Caton. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us so early. So I want to talk about the people who are there right now. What is your team seeing on the ground? Because, you know, we hear about all the people who've died, all the people who are currently missing. I mean, that's a lot.
It is. So as a little background, we have 73 members of our fire department, along with 4 physicians and 6 canines that are all part of our Urban Search and Rescue Task Force. Search and Rescue Task Force 2, who is there with Search and Rescue Task Force 1 out of Fairfax, Virginia, 2 internationally deployable task forces sponsored by the State Department, and also 2 task forces out of Miami-Dade and Miami, Florida. Oh, wow. And so what they've encountered is widespread structural collapse and a lot of people in a lot of desperate need.
Absolutely. I can only I can't even imagine what they're seeing in a situation like this. They're, of course, trained for something like this. Talk about the training that goes into this. But Venezuela, we understand that the infrastructure there is part of the problem. So talk about the complications they're seeing specifically on this mission.
Well, it is. And so the level of training, as you might expect, is extremely high. To even get one's foot in the door, it's about a 9-month process. For people who are already, all of them are Los Angeles County firefighters. So these are people who, all the other months out of the year, you call 911. These are the people showing up at your home. And in addition to that, there's an extensive amount of supplementary training that goes into getting on our Urban Search and Rescue Task Force. And one of the most interesting parts that actually plays well into what you were saying next is the canines. So we do have 6 canines, and these are, while you look at them and they look like a normal dog, they're most definitely not. What they really specialize in is scent-only detection of humans below these rubble piles, which you can imagine it's a major issue with all this heavy equipment running, because that's what it takes to move the concrete. But to hear someone down below, you can either use high-tech equipment, which we have, or the canines are great because they're able to focus on just detecting the smell. And that's something that we have and our Fairfax counterparts have that not all teams around the world have. And tying into the infrastructure, yeah, that's the biggest issue that we're encountering here, that you have this unreinforced masonry that was built on soft soil. And when these back-to-back earthquakes hit, to put it in perspective, the second was 16 times stronger than the Northridge earthquake in 1994. Wow. Right. Northridge was a 6.9, this was a 7.5, but the Richter scale is logarithmic. Right. So what they've encountered is that a lot of collapsed buildings and once again, a whole lot of need.
You know, I want to talk a little bit about, you know, so many people have died from these earthquakes, thousands more missing. Are you hopeful that there could be somebody potentially still alive? I mean, this is days later.
Oh, 100%. So the rule of thumb is that 72 hours is the golden window in these structural collapses. But that said, depending on the severity of one's injuries or lack thereof, I mean, you've probably all seen on social media that video of Fairfax pulling that baby out of the rubble the other day. Yeah. And so, yeah, hope is absolutely still alive. And our teams are at work 24/7, getting out there and doing everything they can to find those survivors who are still below those rubble piles.
Yeah, but as you said, so much training goes into this. This is still really dangerous work, even if you're trained, it seems.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime you're dealing with a collapsed structure, it's extremely dangerous. Right. And if we have to make entry into those remains to pull somebody out, yeah, make no mistake that our firefighters who are there are working really hard.
And obviously there's other agencies that are working with you guys.
Absolutely.
When it comes to your team out there, LA County Fire, are they taking some of this information and this experience that they're learning and bringing it back, so if something like that were to happen here, they kind of have, you know, a better idea of how to help out?
Oh, you bet they do. I mean, while we always hope that disaster won't happen here, we know that we live in a seismically active area too, and it's been over 30 years since the last big one. And so we always need to be prepared. And yes, if and when that happens, you bet that our team's experience would come in extremely valuable here at home.
Right. But it's good to see them helping across the world where the help is needed right now. Captain Caton, thank you so much for being with us to talk about the work the Urban Search and Rescue team is doing. We're really proud of them.
Thank you.
Thanks.